Welcome to Project Possible. In this video, we are going to discuss about inflation and the recent changes in base rate. So why is inflation going up? And as a result of it, what will happen? So let's tackle inflation first. So there are two ways of measuring the inflation. One is the CPIH index, which is the consumer price index of house owners or who have occupied owners of the house. So that index is around 4.6 for the month of November. And there is a widely known inflation index, which is the CPI, Consumer Price Index, which is at 5.1 for the month of November. And that's what has been reflected in the news, in the media. And last month it was 4.2 and now it is 5.1. So there is definitely an increase in the inflation. And that's something which we have not seen for a decade. We have never seen this kind of price rise in a decade. In fact, what the government is trying or the authorities are trying to do is to keep an inflation always below 2%. That's what we always aim for. And to see an inflation at 4.2 and then now 5.1 is alarming. It is alarming. Yeah. Now, what are the various factors which is driving this inflation? What is that causing this inflation to go up? So there are few reasons for that. Okay, now before I explain that few reasons, let me just mention, if you are enjoying watching this video, please click on the like button. That will really help with the logarithm of the YouTube. Now, what are the reasons of this inflation, increase in inflation? The first one is the fuel price. So when the fuel price grows, automatically it impacts the transportation cost. Everything needs to reach across the country. So what happens is automatically the transport cost is added to the products, and that's essential services, essential products which we need, those becomes expensive. Yeah, that's the first thing what is happening right now. Month on month, the fuel prices are going up. The second is the utility, the gas and the electricity. Now, those prices have also gone up. Not only gone up because of the international market and those changes, but what has happened is the government has allowed the companies, the utility companies to, energy companies to pass their prices to the consumer. And that's what has happened. And again, there is another hike which is waiting to happen in the month of April 2022. So the energy companies will be putting the price again up for electricity and gas. That's something which is at the horizon. Now, the third reason is the supply chain management. Across the globe, the supply chain management is broken due to the pandemic, as well as on top of it, we have the Brexit. So where we used to pay a fraction of money to bring a container to UK, now it is 10 times expensive to bring a container to UK. So that's the challenge most of the importers are facing right now. Yeah. The fourth thing is the labor market. You take any sector, we are running short of people with skills who can do the job and who can do that at the right time, at the right place. And that is a big challenge we have. And especially if you take the property sector, that is like supply chain management and the labor market. These are the two big rocks, two big challenges what the property sector is facing. Now, the last and I think the most important one is the housing market. The housing prices have been moving upward for the last 2 years. There has been huge demand for housing, and the supply is less, and that has pulled the prices up. So these are the various reasons why the inflation is increasing month on month. Now, what happens? The regulators intervene because as I said, it is like they aim to keep it at 2% and it is going up. So the regulators intervene to bring the inflation in control. Now, what is the control measures? Now, before I say about the control measures, if you think that you know someone who can benefit from this video, please do share with your family, friends, with your business associates, with your colleagues who might benefit from this video. Now, what the authorities do, we have Bank of England. They meet every month and they review all the metrics which is related to the economics and particularly related to the inflation, because it impacts each and every person, each and every household. So Bank of England finally decided to increase the base rate from 0.1 to 0.25%. Now, during the pandemic, this is the first time the Bank of England has decided to increase the base rate. Now, the idea of increasing the base rate is so that people get a better interest from the banks. So people start saving more money in the banks, and as a result, people will start spending less, and that will put a little bit of a ease on the demand right now what we have. So balancing the supply and demand, and that might help to ease the inflation, and that's what Bank of England can do right now. Now, as a result of this, what happens as a result of this, the property house owners, let it be residential or investors who are holding a portfolio, their monthly payout to the lenders is increasing. Okay, why and how? So what happens is, if you are on a tracker mortgage or a variable mortgage, the moment the interest rate goes up, that's the base rate goes up, that automatically the interest rate is put up by the lenders or the mortgage providers or the banks, and then that will increase your monthly outgoing for your mortgages. Yeah. And if you're on a fixed mortgage which is coming to an end at any time from now, then you know that the deals what was available on the shelf is disappearing, or it is already disappeared the moment the rumors was out, or the news was out in the market about the inflation and what is it, the base rate. Those competitive products is already out of the shelf. So what is this remedy? Yeah. So if you have any comment, or if you know anything which can add value to the to people who are watching this, in terms of inflation, in terms of base rate, and in terms of property investing, if there is any better way to tackle this, please do put that into your comments. This will benefit all the audiences who is watching this. Now, there are two remedies what you can do. One remedy is you fix your mortgage for 5 years, 10 years. Because as I said, in April, again, the energy companies are going to pass the price on. We don't know how soon the government authorities or the inflation can be controlled or bring it down to 2%. We don't know. So the best way is to secure your mortgage deals, whatever we have right now for the next 5 years and 10 years, fix it for that, so at least you know you can forecast your monthly outgoings. The second thing is, for majority of the households, this is the option what they can do is to control their expenditures, to save as much they can and reduce their monthly expenditures. That's what they can do, and that's what most of the families are going to face this winter. And this is really bothering the government and the authorities and the Bank of England, everyone, because they can understand millions of families are going to be affected by this. The only way is them to control their expenditures and their outgoings, and they might have to decide on their heating or wearing the warm clothes, and those are the situations what UK families are facing right now. So that is pretty much the update on inflation and the base rate, and how they relate to each other, and why the inflation is going up, and what is the impact on your mortgages and your investment portfolio. Now, if you want to watch more contents like this, make sure you click on that subscribe tab, that bell button, so whenever we update any quality content, you will receive the notification. And we have our monthly live event at Project Possible. So watch the space for the next monthly live event. All the details will be in the description, and see you there. Thank you.